We're live, gentlemen and lady. Welcome, America, to the best hour of your day, assuming your day's very mediocre. Joke never gets old. It's the Eric and Rodney Show with Robin and special guest, Jen Barbee from Destination Innovate. Welcome.
Welcome, Jen. Welcome.
Jen, you were in Arizona where it's early as fuck and hot as fuck. Is this true?
Yeah. I'm right outside of Phoenix where it's 11 degrees already this morning. 111.
That sounds hot. So
that sounds like a lot of degrees.
Even when it's that hot, you do the hair. And I don't want to belabor points about hair now, but if it's hot outside, listen, I am a fellow big hair enthusiast. I can't do this. I wear a hat. But you, living in Arizona, you just got to suck it up.
Yep, pretty much. Just, stay inside as much as possible. Go outside only when necessary, honestly, at this time. So
why do you live in a place where you could bake outside? I don't understand that. I mean, not that Massachusetts is great. I mean, it gets hot and cold, but it's livable. It's inhabitable.
Well, as you can probably tell from my accent, I'm not from Arizona.
I was going to say, that doesn't sound like an Arizona accent.
That's true. It sounds a little southern, am I right?
Yeah, I'm from South Texas, actually, Corpus Christi. So that was pretty hot as it was. And then my wonderful husband drug me out to Arizona 8 years ago. His family's out here, and this is where we are now. This is my life.
Do you think at some point, because it's getting hotter and hotter every year, like we thought our kids were going to die of global warming, but it turns out it's going to be us. Is there some point where it gets too hot where you're like, my hair can't handle this, I got to go somewhere else?
Well, actually, my hair is much better in Arizona than it is in Texas because no humidity. So I'm totally
it's dry heat.
Yeah. I'm totally fine with that because the higher the hair, closer to God.
That's exactly right. So the dry heat thing always bothers me because an oven is dry heat as well, but that'll cook the shit out of a turkey. You know what I mean? So I get it. Humidity is a problem, especially for hair. Robin, you understand.
Yeah, but I mean, in the Philippines, it's like a different kind of heat. So like we have
it's
really
500
high
degrees
humidity.
every day.
It rains very often, despite it being hot. So like, it makes up for the fact that like it's very hot. So, but you will have instances where like it rains on you, and the rain is lukewarm. It's weird.
Nice. Do you have to mow the lawn a lot over there when it rains every day? I would imagine so. How's your lawn looking?
They're fucking horrible. Like every day, there's new weeds. Interesting long. Before we get into the news, I just want to introduce a new segment. Do you know here in the United States, every day is a day, like a day to celebrate something? Do you know what today happens to be?
The Eric and Rodney Show with Robin and Jen Barbee Day.
Close. Rodney, how do you not know this? It's National Raspberries and Cream Day. Now, this begs the question. One, what the fuck is raspberries and cream? I know what raspberries and cream is, but have you ever had raspberries and cream? Have you had that on a menu? Is that something that families serve here in the United States?
I have never had that on a bed of peppers, it looks like.
Bed of chopped bell peppers? No, but it looks like.
Is that bell pepper? What is that?
I don't know.
It looks terrible.
Well, they're not raspberries. It seems like there's a whole nother ingredient down there, and I don't know what it is.
It looks like it looks like raspberries with cocaine on top.
Yep.
And then it just went downhill from there.
I would give anything for National Raspberries and Cocaine Day. I'd say raspberries and cocaine are top 20 things on this planet.
National treasures.
National treasures. But I wanted to bring this up because I wanted to discuss fruit. Are you, Rodney, you're a big fruit guy, right?
I am. I actually had some raspberries this morning.
See, I just want to get everybody's real quick. What's your top three fruits?
Blueberry, raspberry, and strawberries.
Wait, do that again. Who?
Raspberries, strawberry, and blueberries.
Okay. Jen?
I'm going to go strawberries, oranges, and bananas.
Oh, interesting. Nothing too exotic. Robin?
Mangoes, bananas, and kiwi.
Bananas?
Good.
I'm allergic to mangoes. Have I ever mentioned that?
Huh.
If I eat mangoes, my lips blow up like a goddamn Kardashian.
Yeah, I've only known one other person that's allergic to mangoes. It also happens to be American, by the way.
Do you think it's my soulmate? Is it a male or female?
Female.
It's a Kardashian. It's a Kardashian.
It's Kim Kardashian. The other thing I want to talk about is fruit. Is you know how you're throwing, like when you throw parties, right? I view parties as like a fruit salad where you need some filler fruit and then you need some stars of the show. And my filler fruit example is always cantaloupe, because I think cantaloupe, like you need cantaloupe in a fruit salad, but no one is excited about cantaloupe being in a fruit salad.
Actually, I just saw a show on Netflix called Poisoning or Poisoned or something like that, where it says cantaloupe's trying to kill us.
What is cantaloupe doing now?
Well, apparently salmonella is on the outside of the cantaloupe.
Well, who the fuck eats the outside of the cantaloupe?
Well, that's what I thought myself.
Outrageous.
Did you know the bananas we eat are actually, the banana flavoring we have in our candy is actually from extinct bananas. So we actually don't eat the bananas. The taste that we have of bananas today expired in like the 1950s.
This is so, you know that thing like when you buy a blue car and then all of a sudden you start seeing blue cars everywhere? I just had the same banana candy conversation with somebody else last week.
Oh, crazy.
I'm starting to think there might be a God, and he micromanages in a very weird way. You know what I mean? Like he could do away with war and famine, disease, but instead he's like, Eric and Jen have to talk about banana candy today. And here we are.
Right. No, that's interesting because I've never tasted banana candy that tasted like bananas. They always tasted a bit off.
I don't even know banana has a taste, does it?
Oh, I love fake banana flavor, which means I would probably love extinct bananas, but I'm not going to have that.
In the Philippines, our bananas are a lot smaller, but they are sweeter. And that's not a penis reference. Really...
you should bring us a sack of them.
Yeah, Robin, bring us a stack of your sweetest bananas.
You ever notice when you come back into the U.S., they're always like, "Did you bring any seeds or vegetables with you?" Yes, I have an entire salad in my bag. I don't want you to know about it.
The airport is the wild place. You can't bring guns or knives or a salad. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
So would you like to cover the news before we get into the Jen Barbee portion of the show?
The evening, the morning, whatever day it is.
We cover the news, Jen. I don't know if you've seen this because America demands our opinions on such things. Okay. Robin, what do we got?
Okay, so our first story is an article from LinkedIn, and it's titled
Did I write it?
Z. You may well could have because it sounds horrible. I'm scared, actually.
Oh, no.
It's titled Gen Z, We're Ready to Lead Now. And it's controversial because usually you correlate leading with experience and accumulated knowledge. I'm not really sure how much experience my generation has just yet. So I think it's going to be a bit of a nightmare if like all the executive positions are filled up by Gen Z. And there's a reason why I stick around people like Eric and Rodney. And I don't run off to make my own company because I don't feel like I'm responsible enough to like manage other people's careers with my experience.
Neither are Eric and I.
No.
I've got 2 Gen Z daughters that I could tell you they probably agree with the title. They also still call mommy for a tummy ache. So
see, kids. Yeah, I mean it's a weird article only because it's like it could be like baby boomers embrace death. Well, that's what happens when you get older. It's like Gen Z, you're gonna have to fucking lead eventually. Like I'm sick of this shit. I'm done working.
Yeah, we gotta take a break.
Yeah, I'm exhausted by all of this. Jen, you mentioned in an email, so you consider yourself Gen X, I would imagine, right?
Clearly, yeah.
Clearly.
Right.
But you pegged me as a millennial, but I'm 42. That's like is an old fucking millennial. Rodney is 44, right?
45.
45. So are we?
You and
I are different generations. Am I a millennial and you're Gen X?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I am. What am I?
If you guys are in your 40s, you're both millennials.
Millennials goes all the way to 49?
No. Gen X drops off right at, well, you're probably on the cusp, both of y'all. So you're probably more like Zennials from that standpoint.
Zennials.
I don't see that's the generation thing, and we'll get to the article, always confuses me because like I didn't get a cell phone until I was in college, right? The internet wasn't a thing. Like I couldn't whack it to whatever until I was like 18. You know what I mean? So that just seems so different than how people view who millennials are because they grew up, you know, in a tech era. How did I grow up in a tech era if I didn't have a cell phone until I was an adult? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, where it took like 45 minutes to send a text message.
Yes, and then
it was literally faster to call someone. It was faster to page someone, have them find a payphone, call you back on your cell phone than it was to send a text message.
Right. If you owned a pager, I don't think it's a different generation. Robin, what's a pager? Do you know?
I had a pager.
I actually don't know what a pager is. I was going to ask.
It's a machine you used to carry around with you, and when it went off, you found a phone and called back. Hello.
So it doesn't give any information. It just says like someone wants to talk to you.
Yeah. It was like code words. So like 911 meant an emergency, and you had to call somebody. If you wanted
showtime,
they were drug codes. So yeah, it was wild times.
Lost my pager in a mosh pit, actually.
That's something a Gen Z could never say. They wouldn't even know what fucking words those are.
Remember the SkyTail? Where am I?
Very well. Okay, so evidently there was a see, used by drug dealers. Pagers for, except for Robin. So I guess all the Gen Zers had a big convention. Robin, I would imagine you went, right? All of you got together.
Of course. I was
You
a
directed the
Discord mod.
traffic to it. Discord monitor. I love it.
I'm a Discord mod on my off time on the show.
All right. So this is your generation. Tell me if this is true. New conversation spaces. Are you talking more in DMs and Discord than you are in public? Like say on Twitter, X, whatever the
Or
fuck.
Discord or Snapchats.
Yeah.
Me no, but I know a lot of people in my circle that do.
Okay.
Or WhatsApp.
Yeah, no.
Number 2 bothers me to my core. Are you encouraging brands to participate consistently and thoroughly in social movements? Because here's my overarching theory in life. No one gives a fuck about what brands do at all, at any point.
Right.
And I know us as marketers like to pretend this, but it's categorically untrue on every level.
Yeah, I think I go against the grain actually on this one because like I honestly hate branded shit. So like you'll never see me wearing a printed T-shirt. So it's always like plain stuff or anything I wear just never has like logos on it.
Robin said he ain't gonna wear no logos unless he gets paid.
Exactly. Those headphones are Delta, but he crossed
That's
up.
right. Well, that's Jen, we didn't tell you this. Robin, right now, you don't know this, but Robin on the other end there is doing air traffic control. That's the reason for the monstrous headset on his
Looks like
wearing.
a headset, actually.
He used to wear a shawl, but now he wears that. I've said this a million times on the show, but the fact, like, pretending to care about brands and being socially aware. Apple has suicide nets at their iPhone factories. Nike still uses slave labor. I have another example I can't think of. We don't give a shit. So if we don't give a shit on the extremes, if we don't give a shit about people killing themselves in factories, and we still, diamonds, we still give our prospective loved ones diamonds. They come from blood mines. Like, stop it. We don't care. Stop pretending we care. Especially Gen Z. Are you more mindful, Robin, do you think of previous generations?
Oh, I would definitely not say that I am. Plus, I will admit that I was kind of like a trend jumper in a couple of years ago. So like social media really mattered to me, and like my image online mattered to me. It doesn't so much now because I'm realizing it's just full of shit. But I fell into that trap.
You have much more important tasks like making money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And landing
Focus on
airplanes.
That's right,
And the
landing
last one, I
safely.
guess your generation, I've heard, is not embracing hustle culture the way that previous generations have. Can you speak to this?
I don't know. I think it's really 50-50. But there are a lot of Gen Z people who are always like, I need to be on the hustle. And then they follow these people like Andrew Tate, who's a brilliant example which caters to Gen Z kids.
That's
Like
a good point.
you have to be hustling. So I think it doesn't really mean the same thing for everyone. I think it's 50-50 in that one.
So, Jen, you have 2 Gen Z daughters. Are they? Do they fit that description? Are they mindful, anti? What's that?
I would say they're more, from a conscious standpoint in terms of, issues. They're a lot more into politics, and certainly I was at that age. But I don't think it is important to them as far as the hustle culture goes. Both of them work for me full time, so they better be hustles.
Yeah.
They said in this article that Gen Z is more creative, confident, and compassionate than previous generations, and they also say it's the most ethnically diverse and well-educated generation. So I know, Robin, you said that you would be concerned if one of you were leaders. But let me ask you this: would you rather have a 31-year-old president or an 80-year-old president? I'm horrified at either prospect.
31 by far. At least you can still like function properly, and you don't have to like get checked at a mental.
That's not a
asylum.
reference to Joe Biden, is it?
Oh, definitely not. Joe's in great shape.
Can you walk upstairs? Is that a thing that you guys can do?
Wait, I have a question. On all seriousness, how old is Joe Biden? Do we know?
80. He's 80.
And how old is DT?
76.
So they're like 160 years old combined.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with experience. It's a bell curve, right?
They're almost as old as the United States.
It's fucking ridiculous. We need to get away from old and white. Listen, it carried us for a while. We need to try some other shit. You know what I mean?
Jeez, man,
I
that's
think
crazy.
That would be smart too. Younger than our piece of it, because our country's not innovative anymore either. And what kind of leaders are we actually following? It's just stay in line, eat your vegetables, don't ask questions. Like, I feel like a young president I'd be all for it. And female.
Young female president?
I would be good with female and young. I think I just think they're too old.
Well, experiencing
They're
the
just too
bell
old.
curve where it's like, yes, in the middle of the curve, experience matters. But once you get too old, you start going, the downward trend is not good. Like
Yeah.
60 good, 120 probably not good, right? So 80's right there in the middle. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
You know, they wheeled Dianne Feinstein in the other day. And no, I'm serious. They wheeled her in and she did a vote and they were like, she's literally on power of attorney, but she's making votes. Like, and someone was like, say, hey.
But
Once again,
why spend your time? Like, go sit on a porch, enjoy your life now. Like,
Yeah.
do your
Go have
part.
fun.
honestly, at 80, why are you running again? It's exhausting, isn't it?
But you know what I like
take a
about
nap.
it is that it's
Sleepy Joe needs a little nappy nap.
it's both parties though, right? Like Mitch McConnell, right? Well, I mean, it's just too much good. There's just too many good ones you can do with him. But Mitch McConnell was making a speech this week in Kentucky, and people were like, "Retire, retire!" They just kept screaming it. You couldn't even hear whatever he was talking about.
I mean, a big part of it is fundamentally our system is broken. Something like 95% of candidates who spend the most money win the election. You don't get a lot of money until you get older, especially if you're in Washington, right? So older people are just going to win because they can fucking outspend everybody because they have all the goddamn money.
You know who did raise a lot of money though was I always butcher his name, was Pete Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
How do you say it? Yeah, that guy. He raised a ton of money, right?
Yeah.
But
And
I don't
know Ron DeSantis has raised quite a bit too, and he's what? How old is he? Is he in his 40s?
He's in his 50s, I think.
50s. I think he's losing steam though.
I'll say this though, and this is not how I feel, but the country is ready for a gay president before they'll be ready for a female president. We were ready for a black president before a female president. And listen, I'm saying this as an indictment on our nation. We are so far away, I think, from electing and being like half the country hates the idea. It's weird because Robin, you had a female president like 50 years ago, didn't you?
We did, but it was because her husband, who was supposed to be the president, died or was assassinated. So she just.
Whatever, man. Win is the win.
Now, did she assassinate him? Was that what happened?
No,
we don't know.
We don't know because
we don't know.
I mean, I think we probably drilled this into the ground, but here's the generation. Like every generation gives people hope for the future, but the free love movement in the 60s didn't really do anything. We've had fucking hippies in the 70s that really didn't fucking work out. We had young people getting arrested for the civil rights movement, and now half the country is as racist as it's ever been. So I like the idea that you're compassionate, you're smart, you're ethnically diverse. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Half of you are going to go fucking rogue, and you're going to ruin it for the other half. It always happens. You know? We had Obama, everything. Oh, fucking racism and over. No. Turns out it wasn't at all. You know, I don't know. My point is there's no hope. So don't get your hopes up about Gen Z. You're going to fuck it up like we did, like they did, like the boomers did. Oh, DeSantis is only 44, according to my mother, who's fact-checking the stories while we do it.
He's only 44. My God, he looks like he's I got to be honest, the other day I was like, damn, he looks terrible.
Being that full of hate and being that dumb will take its toll on your face.
You know what? He should go to Disney World.
Just calm down, DeSantis. Do you think there's a picture of his face next to the entrance? Like,
I got to be honest. I'm just a simple businessman, but I could tell you without even thinking about it. Do I think that Disney is good for Florida? Yes.
Yes, right.
Yes, I do.
I can't take a politician seriously if he's going to war with Disney. Like, that's the problem. There's war, there's famine, there's rape, there's disease, the infrastructure's falling apart. It's a goddamn nightmare. And he goes, you know what we need to solve? Disneyland. Fuck off.
Yeah, but Florida just overall in tourism, it's like they keep voting against their own like interest in tourism. And the only reason for Florida is tourism, you know?
Right,
it's useless. Right. Otherwise, you're going to get killed by a crocodile with a gun or some shit. Like Florida it's only for vacation.
And it's 120 degrees.
I know.
That's true.
Out of their goddamn minds. All right, we can move on into another. Oh, this is a nice, happy story that you brought up. Thank you for this.
Okay, so it's not super happy, but it just has some interesting implications. And the story that was caused by this is actually quite funny. So I know we don't talk as much about Ukraine on the show as it makes headlines in the news, but every day there's like news on the front line. So this one is actually pretty interesting. That's why I wanted to bring it up. So you know how there's this city called Mariupol, which is in Ukraine, but it's now Russian claimed and occupied.
Yeah.
So it was bombarded to shit, and so like the Russian government is like, hey, citizens, come back because like the Nazis are gone. And you can live here again. But unfortunately, you can't really live here because there's no more residential areas. They're all bombarded.
Yeah.
So there's one story from a former Mariupol resident who lived there. She says, I was denied entry to apply for housing in the city because the Russian government found that I own an 8 square meter shed 40 kilometers away from the city.
Yeah. So the point is they're trying to get Russians to move into Mariupol and make it Russian occupied. They've changed street signs from Ukrainian to Russian, and they changed the curriculum in the city from Ukrainian to Russian. Now, they've displaced a lot of people, but out of 420,000 residents, 350 remain. So they only really got rid of 80,000 people, and they're trying to Russify this city. It's tough as an occupier. And listen, here's the thing. It's difficult as an American to get too upset about bullshit invasions based off false pretenses, but this seems extra fucked up. It's not like we moved into Afghanistan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is just war as hell.
I think they're going to have to fix the buildings, it looks like.
Well,
They should focus their efforts there.
You're never going to believe this. They're fixing them up and then renting them out to Russians. So
they better get to fixing faster. That place looked like
I know,
like war torn.
terrible. Yeah, war torn. That's right.
And can you imagine you sending your children to school now? They have to learn Russian, like the language, and I would imagine, all the books are going to be in Russian. These, like, they're occupiers. Chances are, with the amount of death in the city, these people killed a grandfather, grandmother, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, and now these are your leaders. Oh, war is awful.
Yeah.
Luckily, DeSantis.
I think Vlad's got himself in a pickle.
Yeah, I think the world's in a pickle because of our boy over there. Mm-hmm. Anyway, you guys want a vacation Mariupol? There's nice seafront properties that are very affordable. $37,000 will get you a nice little condo on the ocean.
Right. Imagine living in 8 square meters, though. That's pretty fucking.
Is that big? I don't know.
That's brutal.
No, I don't. That's the size of most walk-in closets.
Yeah, I forgot you guys don't use meters.
Yeah, dumb it down for us. How many?
Yeah, talk to me like I'm a simple man.
I don't know, something maybe like 20 square feet.
Yikes!
How long Subway subs is that? Is that like, would you say 16 Subway subs?
How many Jareds?
Yeah,
how many Jareds is that?
How many Jareds can I fit in an 8 square meter apartment?
What's a Jared?
Old Jared or new Jared?
Oh, there's a new Jared?
No, I mean like Fat Jared or.
Yeah. Which Jared we talking about? Before or after?
Yeah, pre-Subway Jared or kid-touching Jared?
I think he's got a smaller place at 8 meter square now, though. Yeah,
that's true. That's where he is. Yeah, we could just ask him. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of happy things to say about this story, other than the world's a batshit crazy place. I get mad when someone's mean to my kid in school. I mean, let alone send him to a Russian occupier elementary. It's just God. Oh, the world's a crazy place.
So everybody doesn't come home tonight, and he's like, "Du kannst live Father." Right? And you're like, "Where did you go to school, boy?"
Robin, do you have any happy stories?
Well, the next one's no. Well, this one's kind of fun. Go ahead.
Any more death and destruction? Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all the news stories today were shit. I spent like an hour looking for stories, and none of them were getting.
Oh my god, I could have
The
found
news
these
is
in 10
the
minutes.
news is the news, baby.
Okay, so we've had several wild animals appear on the show, but this one trumps all of those. So there's an extinct whale, and it's 40 million years old, and it's thought to be the heaviest
40
animal.
million years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's extinct.
Jesus Christ.
But like they discovered it, and apparently it's 3 times the mass of the current largest living animal, which is the blue whale. So it's thought to be around 350 tons. It kind of looks like a very large tadpole.
Hold on a second.
Strange arms.
Hold on a second. We found this guy? Girl?
Hey, no, it's
This animal?
Bones. It's dead.
Oh, it's Bones. I was going to say, my God,
Yeah.
leave it alone.
The world's heaviest
Jesus.
whale. Like they found an American whale 50 million years ago. Imagine that.
Right, useful information if you want to like save
Who
this
drew
for
this
your
picture?
mom
I mean,
jokes.
this looks terrible.
Whoever drew this is a goddamn idiot. They couldn't have AI come up with
Look at those
something better.
tiny legs.
Look at the size of its head.
That's not even look
Right.
like a whale. And whales are easy to draw. Believe me, I used to draw them all the time. I mean, they literally, think about it. They are the easiest thing to draw. Am I
Right.
wrong?
Whales are pretty easy to draw. Yeah,
Like
right.
a fish is the easiest thing to draw in drawing class. I assure you. It's what every picture my mom put up was something from the sea. I could not screw that up.
I like how they put a shark down here for scale. I would imagine that is. But
Yeah.
here's the
They
other
were really detailed on this guy, but not this guy. No, sir. Mm-mm.
I don't wish genocide on anything in particular, but thank God for the comment that wiped these things out. Like, I know we talked about this on the show, but can you imagine if this shit was still around, or you're having a picnic and a pterodactyl came down and took your grandmother away? Like, thank God fucking dinosaurs are gone, because this would have been a fucking issue.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not really sure what those little feet are
menu
for,
at Red
though.
Lobster.
What's that?
Be a whole different menu at Red Lobster.
And Robin, I don't know what its feet are for. Do we really think he had a feet? What is that?
What are those things? Those are finnies, little finnies. These little finnies.
It's like a little chicken wing on down there.
I know. You get a little chicken wing here, and he has little hands up front, right?
Yeah, he's like giving us some side eye. See him? Get out.
It's
Leave me alone.
ocean that we don't know.
Oh yeah, but I don't. Boy, if that thing's down there, we really don't know. It's
Robin.
350 tons.
When Robin posted that picture up, I said, "Who got a picture of me underwater?"
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I was going to say it's very brave of that thing to swim without a shirt on. You know, he's very comfortable in his own body, which is nice.
Well, it's interesting in the way that whales are mammals. So like at some point in this species evolution, it came from land. So I think that's why it still has these feet, which are pretty much non-functional, and then it eventually evolved into like modern day whales. So like those feet just got smaller and smaller.
Like why we have tailbones, right? And men have nipples. I think it all plays into that somehow.
Yeah. Like, why do men have nipples? You know?
Because we all start out as chicks.
You want to milk these, Greg? Remember that?
I can milk Rodney, I think, given enough time. All right, what's next? We got a couple more before we get into the Gen portion of the evening.
Yeah.
I like this one.
Okay, I'm also curious to get Jen's opinion on this one because you have 2 Gen Z daughters. So we're being warned more and more by people saying that AI influencers are a very big problem. So like it's going to be a problem because it's going to affect their mental health, and they're saying it's going to even lead to suicide. I don't know if that's a bit far-fetched, but so like if a young boy sees perfection to him on the internet, which is like an AI generated woman or man who's living the perfect life,
like say this one,
are these fake people?
She's hot.
So this is Karen. I don't. So she might be real, but she's also using an AI version of her. Remember we covered this story last week. Where so you can't scale being a social influencer. So she's made AI versions of herself where these incel weirdos can talk to her for $1 a minute. So I don't know if
the girl that Robin showed us was his girlfriend. I thought.
Right. Well, Robin pays $1 a minute. So
you guys were getting married, you said.
Well, that's then he gets a discount. Then it's 89 cents a minute.
So actually, I kind of think, I mean, it's not like we didn't grow up with Sports Illustrated and Cosmo and, all the pressure to look a certain way, that people don't look like. So as far as like the image pressure, I don't think that's much different. And I've got 2 Gen Z daughters and 2 Gen Alpha daughters. So, and being on the internet all the time, I think it's really, just how you seed and how you grow up and how you think about your own self-confidence. I mean, if that's the rabbit hole that you go down, then I think you're kind of a shallow personality. So I think, some depth and personality will save you from feeling bad about yourself if you're comparing yourself to AI or a perfect version that's just not attainable.
I agree with you. Like, if you're going to get depressed or suicidal or anxious over an AI, I see you as like a cult member human. Like, you're a herd animal. Like, you weren't going to contribute much anyway. I know it's shitty to say, but like, listen, we can't all be leaders, right? So there's a kid in the Ukraine right now that would kill to whack it to an AI version. Like, some people have real problems.
Yeah, that's true. I always worry that the AI is comparing themselves to me. That's been my worry.
That's the actual issue.
Will they measure up?
Yeah. And so here's the thing too, like we've had this issue for as long as things like this have existed, because I remember
it's been like a few months now.
Well, I'm going back further. So speaking of Barbie, chicks would always be like, oh, she has an unattainable hip to waist ratio. And like, okay, it's very hard being a white male. Which one of these body types is more harder to achieve? I would argue we had it worse, because look at this man's quads.
Yeah,
Yeah, but not everybody expected you to look like that. That was still an exception.
No, everyone said, "Why aren't you look like He-Man?"
People would always say, "You're not saving the universe. Your traps aren't well defined." And I was like, I always internalize that.
Can I just say one thing though? Is that my one of my teachers had that haircut on He-Man. Not his body, but his haircut. I remember it because I used to get in trouble All the
Every
time.
gym teacher in the 80s had He-Man's haircut.
This was the early 80s, though, by the way.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I just go back to it again. In 1944, 18-year-olds stormed the beaches of Normandy to fight literal Nazis. And now we're cry masturbating over AI and killing ourselves. A lot has happened in these last 80 years.
It's also interesting. Barbie has a briefcase and a phone, and he has a shield and a sword. Where was he headed? To the office.
Same board meeting.
Clearly, she's going to work, but I'm. Where is he headed to? Fight Club.
I feel like the ideal male image hasn't really changed for like thousands of years.
No, this is what we think women. Jen, is this what women want in men?
Oh no.
You don't want
God, give me a good dad bod any day of the week. That's just
over He-Man? Oh, it's crazy.
Is it the sword and the shield that's throwing you off, or the loincloth?
The over bulging. It's just the vein.
Like, where's he headed to? He's going to Sam's Club.
I think they're going to the same place. What did they say? Live by the board, die by the sword.
I think that is what they say.
Right.
He's got her back.
I don't know if he'll get through security. I think she will, but I don't know if he'll make it past the guys.
In that briefcase.
I do feel bad for He-Man. You know how many squats and deadlifts he did to get this physique, and then you see him and you're like, no, dad bod? That's going to crush a man's ego.
Right.
I looked up 80s Barbie. That's why she looks the way she does. That's what Barbies look like in the 80s.
Yeah, but I mean, she has a cell phone. I mean, this is the 80s for him, and he's carrying around a sword and a shield. Forged metal.
Did anybody go see the Barbie movie?
Robin
I did.
I haven't been to the movies since. Yeah, I don't even remember. It's been a long time.
No, I love the movie. It was a bit on the longer side, but Ryan Gosling playing Ken and making him like, I get it was so cringy, but like it's because Ken was supposed to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then my girlfriend went crazy about the feminine struggle. It was a dream come true for her, but I was there to support.
Awesome.
Wait, the movie's about Ryan Gosling? What?
Yeah.
What's he doing in it? Oh, he plays Ken. Okay, so what is he doing in there? Okay.
He's got that Kenergy.
Kenergy.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I like it.
Jen, I assume you've seen it?
I have not actually. It is on my list. I know.
No,
I've been asked so much too. They're like, with your last name? I was like, you know what? No, I haven't yet. Good. It is on my list. And they're like, wasn't that, did people like tease you when you grow up? I'm like, this is my married name, number one. So no. My poor husband was teased a lot, military brat, moved along. So he got teased quite a bit from his last name until he reached 6'4". Everybody shut up.
That's then they stopped.
Yeah.
That's a tough last name.
It was Silencio. Right.
All right. Well, do we want to skip the last story? Again, I mean, it's just
yeah. No, this one's going to be very long.
Yeah, Fox is giving us health advice. Thank God. That's where I get most. You're never
going
to.
Now, since Alex Jones is gone, I have to go to Fox for the special pills I need.
Yeah, just get some ivermectin and everything's going to be fine. All right, Jen. So, welcome to the show. How's that segment for you?
Welcome to Movie Phone.
Destination Innovate. You want to tell us a little bit about it? Your story, your backstory, your origin story?
Okay,
so hero story.
I'm going to totally age myself here. So my origin story, you were talking about when you got your first cell phone. Got my first computer in 1984.
What?
TRS-80 color computer. I just thought I was like in war games. There's no internet, right? I have like the hard drive is a cassette tape. Robin, those are the things that you wind up with a pencil. All I could do was learn how to change the colors on the screen, do all that kind of stuff. But it kind of got me into the geek part of things because nobody really had access to computers, especially I grew up in a small town in Texas. So I kind of stayed the computer path, but went off to college to study anthropology because that's such a smart choice, right?
Now, wait, anthropology is finding fossils, is that right?
Archaeology, actually.
Archaeology.
Fossils.
Okay.
Anthropology is finding fossils without getting your hands dirty.
Okay.
Yes.
So anyway, I decided I was going to be, Indiana Jane. I was really into the history piece of that, but still kind of kept with my whole geeky piece. So I built my first website in 1993.
Wow.
By 1994, I got recruited by an ad agency to build websites because nobody knew how to do it. Nobody wanted to do it. So I helped build some of the first destination websites in the country, Las Vegas, New York, Miami. Some of their very first websites were me.
Wow.
And so from there, we kind of, they're like, all right, so what else can we do with the web? Because they're a traditional ad agency. So we go into, listings and forums and how do you market your website? So as that kind of evolved, in trying to sell websites in the late 90s was really crazy.
It was like trying to sell magic beans, right? And they didn't know about any magic.
They thought you were nuts, but it turned out I had a good knack for understanding the programming and the geek side of it and being able to relate that to a potential travel destination or client on why this is the future. Now, I did not win the war on booking engines. If the destinations had better foresight, there would be no Expedia, no Travelocity. They would have owned that inventory themselves. So fast forward, left that agency in my early 30s, started Jennifer Barbee Inc., did that for a long time, and then brought my partner on who's been working with me for 20 years, and we created Destination Innovate about 8 years ago.
I like it. I like it.
Website.
Right. So
That's
really
cool.
for us, I wanted to be very boutique. I'd already done the, 100 employees, 400 destination clients. I wanted to provide something for destinations that was more boutique, more hands-on, and more creative. So that's where we are today. And we handle mostly digital. We do handle some traditional, but my roots are digital.
And you were the chief disruptor, according to your LinkedIn profile, right?
Yes.
What is how does one disrupt these days? Because we would like to be famous, the three of us on this show. Actually, I think, is this our 50th episode? 49 or 50, I don't know.
It's close. It's up there.
How would you suggest we get a little more disruptive?
Well, I think I web coming already a dollar.
That's right. Good times.
I love it. I love it. I think, well, at least in my industry, it's more about not doing what everybody else is doing. There's this, and I'm sure in every industry, there's best practices, right?
Right.
And so you have those people afraid of change, and they go, what's my neighbor doing? Which keep up with my neighbor. That has diminishing returns to me.
Absolutely.
So, just small changes that seem scary are what really works, at least in our industry.
You would think following, like, best practices is antithetical to what marketing should be, because if everyone's doing the same thing, that you blend in, then you're white noise, and it's impossible to stand out. Shouldn't be the opposite with best practices. Yeah,
but it brings them comfort. I think a lot of, especially in destination tourism, you're talking about a lot of nonprofits, a lot of government-owned entities there. So making a risk and being wrong has really big consequences to them. So a lot of people don't take that risk because of the consequences and not because of potential reward.
Right. Yeah. So you do a lot of traveling?
I do.
Can you give us the top 3 places everyone should go?
Oh, that's
in
a good
the world
question.
or in the country?
Let's go. Let's do both. Let's do the world first.
Okay. So London for sure. London is amazing. And if you're doing London, you should do Bath in the English countryside, see Stonehenge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all the main touristy things. London is just got a whole different vibe.
Okay.
I love New York. I lived in New York City for a couple of years. So New York is definitely a place if you haven't been, from a big city standpoint. From the small standpoint, from a small standpoint, I would say Bar Harbor, Maine.
Harbor, Maine, really?
Adorable. It's adorable. So, just that quintessential, small town.
I've never been there. I got to check it out.
It is super cute. It's kind of a little hippie town, but it's super, super cute.
I prefer Portland, Maine. Have you been to Portland, Maine? The food scene is just delightful.
Yeah.
Wow. So London and Bar Harbor, Maine are sort of on the same list for the first time in history. That's nice.
Probably.
Yeah, right.
I think there's so many amazing places, in the country and in the world. I just think, the most important thing to do is just get out there and find your vibe. Yeah. And that vibe exists domestically and internationally.
Have you ever been to the Philippines?
I have not.
Robin has an 8 square meter apartment that you're welcome in anytime.
See that closet behind him? He sleeps and eats in there.
I have not been in the Philippines, but my husband was in Korea when we met.
I went to high school in Korea. He's an Army brat?
Yep. but he was grown up and in the military intelligence. We met on Yahoo Chat. Anybody know what that is? Robin's probably like,
that's where I met my ex-wife.
Robin was on it earlier.
When was he in Korea?
So he was in Korea in 97, 98.
So was I. Where was he stationed?
I don't exactly know, and I probably couldn't pronounce it if I knew, but he was on the demilitarized zone. He was supposed to be taking care of all the computers. He's in military intelligence. He sure as hell wasn't supposed to be on Yahoo Chat.
Yeah, my father's military intelligence. Maybe they knew each other. We would have all been there at the same time. We could have hung out.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, we chatted online for about 7 or 8 months till he got restationed into the United States. Then we met when he flew to San Antonio, and then we got married on our 3rd date in Vegas.
Oh, nice. Wait. But was it at one of those Elvis places?
Everybody asked me that. No. And by the way, that you can't do that anymore. It's illegal. EP Enterprises shut that down. What? So you can't get married by Elvis anymore. No, it wasn't. It wasn't an Elvis marriage. He had a long weekend. It was Columbus Day weekend. He had a long weekend. He went AWOL. I showed up in Vegas. We got married. 25 years will be this October with 4 kiddos.
Wow. Congratulations. That's great. 3rd date marriage, huh? And it worked out.
I have impeccable instincts.
Evidently. Does he work at your company as well? Because I noticed there's another Barbee. Is that him?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I pretty much brought everybody in. We're like 3rd generation advertisers now.
I was going to say, so you work with your husband
and family affair. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it stressful?
No, actually, I don't know how I do it any other way because it's just kind of integrated. I don't look at like work and life. It's just, what do we have to do to, make our customers happy, make our life more joyful. I know that sounds like bumper sticker bullshit, but it's kind of true. And it works out really well for us.
Yeah, that's true. If you take care of the clients, everything else takes care of itself.
Absolutely.
And you've dabbled in podcasts and video, I see from your website.
A little bit. I'm super inconsistent. So if I get, a bug and I'm like, oh, this will make a great show, I might do something, but I'm really inconsistent is my biggest issue there.
Were they doing anything for you? Were you getting views, clients? Because again, we're trying to get famous in the same way. So
we've got a lot of questions.
Yeah. I would say they're really good for brand building. Like I get a lot of awareness out of it. I don't do it for sales. So I don't really get sales out of it, but that's just not really how I do and grow up the company because as I mentioned boutique. So I'd rather get referrals. I don't have a big sales process, but awareness is still really important to me because it's a small, but not so small industry. So wherever I can contribute or get guests to contribute that it's meaningful. That's kind of what I look at in my goal for podcasts, videos, that sort of thing.
You've done quite a few podcasts though, right? I mean, you're in your, how many episodes in? I
think I'm close to 10 in right now.
Okay.
And that is pretty good. I'd say they average about 500 to 800 views a piece.
Oh,
so that's good.
That's 500 to 800 more views than this show gets. So, and the same thing with YouTube too. You were doing some interview shows I saw.
Yeah, we did a little bit on YouTube, but I pull back from YouTube a little bit also because I'm a sensitive girl. I'm not sure I can handle all the comments.
Oh, were people saying mean things?
No, I haven't gotten a mean thing yet, but I don't want a mean thing. So I live on LinkedIn.
I talk about this a lot too. I got my first piece of hate mail. I think it was 3 weeks ago, and I haven't framed it. It's like when you get your first $1 and you frame that. My first piece of hate mail. I'm hoping to get more.
Oh, I've gotten some hate mail just from newspaper articles actually. When Detroit was bankrupt, I think it was 2013, 14.
Mm-hmm.
I got
when wasn't it?
And they were doing a tourism campaign when the city's broken. So I got interviewed by the AP and I said, that's probably not the best use of these funds right now. Like, if you want tourism, you got to fix what's broken. Why are you inviting tourists into a place where they're not going to have a good experience? Right. So I get an email.
Which is common sense.
Yes.
I get an email 3 weeks later from some random person in Detroit saying, we don't want you in Detroit anywhere. You'd probably steal the silverware.
Jeez.
I was like, what the hell does that mean? So I forwarded it to her boss.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
That's funny.
Wow.
That's funny. Steal the silverware.
I love that you're drinking a Monster in the morning too. Do you just coffee's not doing it for you? Just gotta go.
No, not this early. Usually it's coffee, but you got me up at the butt crack of dawn. So
I know. What in the world, Eric? What in the world?
Sorry.
Have you tried the mango loco flavor? That's my favorite.
No, I haven't, but now I have to.
You should, because
Mango
so
Loco.
I actually used to collect all the monster flavors, and of all
Underneath
the
your
flavors
bed?
I've tasted, yeah, it was an old
Yes,
hobby.
there's soul in this bed.
I realized it wasn't so healthy, but like Mango Loco, if you want something adventurous, it's like really good.
Cool.
I think all those drinks are good. I like them.
Monsters.
All of them. Energy drink, all that shit I like.
Very
Anything
sugary.
bad.
Right?
Anything bad, yeah.
Yeah.
If more sugar, the better.
No, I agree.
Come on in. You know what I mean? I'm serious.
I agree with you.
Yeah, good
Of the
stuff.
20,000, like that new article, Rodney, did you see that where this molecular biologist says that with the help of AI, humans could theoretically live to be 20,000 years old?
I don't want to live to be 20,000 years old.
Right. Sounds, I know, all that like
That's a long ass
vampire
time.
life thing. It just sounds like I'm not, like at one point I just want to be done.
Yeah, be done, right? Showtime's out. I
Living
agree.
to 20,000 is going to introduce a billion problems. If nobody dies, like we are overpopulated now and we live till 83. So that's going to be an issue. Plus,
I can't play pickleball that long.
No, only old, rich white people are going to have access to this technology. It's just going to be a world full of Bidens and Trumps, which doesn't sound appealing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's scary stuff. You're scaring me.
Well, listen, we can make her a little less scary. Do you want to get to know her a little more personally?
I do. Let's do it.
Greatest questions
Let's get
of all
away
time?
from these scary stories.
Okay. So part of this is we like to humanize corporate America through the magic of stupid questions. So the first one that I like to ask, so if you're trapped on a desert island, you get to bring the complete catalogs of 5 band/musical artists. Who are they? First of all, you're not allowed to bring audiobooks. That's ridiculous. But you did bring someone.
I like audiobooks.
I'm a big fan of audiobooks.
I just thought that question was posed so that you thought I would just give up. Didn't know. I listened to how to get off the island, how to build a boat for stupid people. You know, like why wouldn't I?
Yeah, I would do the same. That's smart. I didn't think of that, but that's good.
No, that is good. But unfortunately, you can't have audiobooks here. Audible isn't sponsored by this island. But so your first Prince. People love Prince.
Yeah, that was actually Jason Croft's. Was it Jason Croft? Right, that was his first choice.
Yeah, I don't. So what about Prince speaks to your soul?
Prince is amazing.
I mean, yeah, exactly. That's kind of hard. That's like to asking, you know, why is a flower beautiful?
Oh wow,
That's a great
It's
point.
just, you know, it's
Good point.
the whole anthology and all of his body of work. It's just, you know, it speaks to something in people, and it's either soothing or it's, you know, makes some movement on there. I think my very first record actually was the single, the 45, When Doves Cry.
Good song.
And also, so I'm old, I'm Gen X. So
Was it that was he was on the motorcycle? And remember when he used to have that motorcycle and he would pull up?
Yeah.
He had his little outfit on. Oh man, he was. I'm telling you, you may not know what this means, but he was the cat's pajamas. That's a good
Purple
thing.
Rain was a terrible
Purple
movie,
Rain.
but a great
Terrible.
album.
Great
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about Prince, and I've said this on the show too, like he's 5'1", he wears crushed velvet, high heels, and mascara, and he'll still steal your girlfriend. Like that's impressive. Talk about a
And
guy
beat you in basketball.
and then serve you pancakes. Jen, you've seen the true Hollywood story about him beating Dave Chappelle's brother at basketball, right? It's the greatest thing that TV has ever.
It's great.
It's arguably the best thing Prince has ever done is beat Charlie Murphy in basketball.
Yeah, and they're sitting there talking about it, right? And they're like, and he's like, "You ain't gonna believe this." They're like, "Tell him what he's good at." He's amazing at basketball. And I remember sitting, I was like, "What the f- are they talking basketball?" Because not because I didn't think he would be, but I mean, he's like 5'1".
Yeah.
He's tiny. You know what I mean? Like basketball. I was thinking something else.
No.
Anything else?
The game's gonna be skins against blouses.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
All right,
the
so the
Gen Z
second one.
version of Prince is Bruno Mars, or is that a crime to say?
No, it could be.
Oh, that's cool.
Although I feel like Bruno Mars does not have the celebrated catalog that Prince has. Prince had a massive catalog of songs. He also owned all of them.
That's right.
Very smart fella.
I don't know. Bruno Mars is gonna have to do some more shit before he's in.
Yeah, he's got to put out a lot more shit. You better get to singing.
That's true.
I would say maybe more than Weekend, but he's got to put out more stuff too.
Yeah, it's just too early in these careers to be.
Yeah, nobody's on his level yet. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. Next up, so Lin-Manuel Miranda. I haven't seen Hamilton. Should I? I don't know.
Yeah, it's good. I saw it in the real world, in the live. It was good.
Wow, how
It was
fun!
good.
Yeah.
It is
It
good,
was
but
good.
you know, he also wrote. I mean, he wrote the soundtrack for a lot of Disney. So here's my goofy side. So Encanto, Moana,
Uh,
you know, he's just a guy.
I didn't see those, but he did Washington Heights, and that was pretty good.
Yeah, he's
My wife likes that movie. We watched that, and I don't like the cartoon stuff, but I liked Washington Heights. It was amazing.
yeah.
They're singing and dancing, and it was good. Hamilton was amazing.
I don't want to stereotype too broadly, but women tend to enjoy musicals more than men enjoy musicals. I think maybe it's genetic. I just figured, just say it. You don't have to sing it. I get it. We can just talk. You know what I mean? You don't have to get guitars or a chorus involved in this. We just have a discussion.
Well, the difference is like, I don't know. I felt like Washington Heights was like a movie. It's like a movie. It's not like they're not singing the whole time. Like there's,
Yeah.
I just feel like
they're
anytime
singing
you break into
scenes, but it's good.
I did like. I have it. Book of Mormon was great. I like it. Listen, I'm all for a musical when you're making fun of religion. Oh, that's perfect. But anything else, I'm out of. So Janis Joplin, a member of the 27 Club, right? Yeah, she's. What about?
She's got that voice, so you know.
Solid gold.
Nina Simone, though, I don't. So I know
Nina
there's.
Simone's great.
Can you educate us on Nina Simone? I'm not. I know there's a documentary that I always flip past on Netflix, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, well, that's really more about her politics.
Yeah.
But Nina Simone comes after like Billie Holiday, so she's like that next version of jazz singer after Billie Holiday, and just amazing voice. Has great. I mean, a lot of her songs are covers of like a Billie Holiday, but just a beautiful, beautiful voice.
So like a female version of David Bublé or Michael Bublé, like yes,
with a little edge, a little more.
I think she's better than Michael Bublé, though.
Well, that's a bold statement. Everyone loves Michael Bublé.
He don't even sing anymore. He does these commercials for drinks and shit.
I don't think he has.
If I had a voice like that, I'd be turning out albums every day. Like, Rod's got another album.
Yeah, but how many Frank Sinatra covers can you do? At some point, are you like,
I would do them all. I would do them in
song.
a few different languages.
That's the problem.
You got to keep that train moving, brother.
Yeah.
People that manage to make careers out of singing other people's songs, God bless you. Like, how does that happen?
Here's one for you. Michael Bublé sings the Bible. You know what I mean? You got to think outside the box.
I'd like to hear him croon Leviticus. That'd be great. Oh. And oh man, the Beatles. Here's the thing about the Beatles. They're not on this list as much as I would think they'd be because I mean their catalog, right? Here's the thing, even if you don't think the Beatles are the greatest band of all time, they have a million hits and they're all pretty good, right?
I think sometimes they don't make the list because people have not heard of them.
So, they're an underground. Yeah, they're an indie band. I don't know if you.
I'm not sure if you've heard of these guys.
I debated on that last one whether Beatles or Dylan, but Beatles have a bigger catalog. If I'm going to be stuck, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Dylan's voice is maybe the worst thing. It's terrible. Dylan, I know people worship him as a songwriter, but his voice is obnoxious.
Is it worse than Billy Corgan's from Smashing Pumpkins? Or, you know who I think had the best voice? Not to get off on a tangent here, but who had an amazing voice? It was Chris Cornell. Sorry.
Chris Cornell did.
Amazing. I mean, he was up here, down here, all over. I don't even know about singing, and he was all over the place. I loved it.
I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but Sinead O'Connor just died. You know, her big hit was Nothing Compares to You, written by Prince, but the better version
by Prince.
Chris Cornell's Nothing Compares to You, I would argue, is better than Sinead's. I don't know how we got on Chris Cornell from this, but you hate, we discussed this briefly in the green room. If you had a gun to my head yesterday and said, name Air Supply songs, I couldn't do it. But as soon as you said you hated them, I went and listened. They're just a little tiny soft rock duo out of Australia, right? And I just, they are.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost
Wait, they're Australian?
I don't know. Probably.
I don't know how come bands like the Beatles and Air Supply, their thick Australian or British accent doesn't penetrate through the song.
Oh no!
It's like they lose their accents when they sing.
They do, but do yourself a favor and go to YouTube and watch some Air Supply videos. They're fucking hilarious.
They're good. They're really good.
Last night was delightful. I was giggling to myself watching Air Supply videos.
Giggling all the way to bed.
So why do you hate Air Supply so much? I mean, it's usually Nickelback or like no one's ever said Air Supply.
Everybody says Nickelback, and I love I like Nickelback. I like the music, but Air Supply for me, it only hit me because it came up on my my shuffle, the All Out of Love song, and I'm like, this just makes me sad.
And you threw your phone out the window.
Exactly. It just feels like a bummer, you know. Their songs are just bummers. There's no, piece or cadence.
Also, the name, right? Can I just
Right.
say about the name? The name is a little bit like, fuck, what does that mean? Air supply? Is it limited? Is it a lot? How much do I have? It makes me nervous.
And I actually used that against my husband last night when we were cooking. He said something smart ass, and I said, just remember who controls your air supply when you sleep.
Ah, look at that. It came full circle.
Well, you know what happened when she said that? He heard, I'm so lost without you. And it's like, damn it, I won't hear that anymore. It won't be on loop.
Oh my God.
All right, let's go over your meal real quick because we only have 5 minutes. So live cereal as an appetizer? Throwing that in?
No, just if I'm on death row, what else would I eat, right?
Yeah,
that's good.
That was my corny piece of it.
Yeah, you found the loophole in the system.
Yeah, actually, I'm a big sushi person. So taco soup, that's octopus. Maguro is tuna, and of course a good glass of Pinot.
Wow,
I love sushi.
I wouldn't say you said you're unashamedly basic. I don't think that's very basic for a white chick out of Texas, right? I mean, you're eating a lot of that typical Tex-Mex cuisine.
I did. There's no good Tex-Mex out in Phoenix though, so I kind of stay away.
Have you guys heard of Chipotle?
You're gonna love it.
Y'all know them.
The guacamole is extra though, just so you're prepared.
$5. It's $10 extra.
It's very good though. I love Chipotle. Do we not like Chipotle in this room?
No, I do. I ate there yesterday, and I said to the guy, "I know it's going to be $25 for the guacamole. I'm rich."
Yeah. All the money you need. All right, real quick too. This is a bonus question. While you were having this meal and you're done, and then the state's going to put you to death, what song of the above 5 artists do you want playing as they usher you to hell?
Oh gosh. From Hamilton, You'll Be Back.
Oh, look at that. You're good at tying these into each other.
I mean, I'm a marketer. What do you expect me to do?
I think number 4 was a question that Eric didn't ask everyone.
No,
I'd like to get some special answers.
Yeah, we can skip to number 4. I do want to go. So
That wasn't on mine.
Your hair is delightful. It's just not very high.
It is.
So I looked that up. That's $45 for a can of hairspray, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Lordy, that is.
Do you want your hair to be up or down? My mom used to do hair, so she say that to people when they say, I don't know about this price. Do you want to look like you do now? Or do you want to look like this?
Yeah.
I don't get your guac like Rodney, so I can afford my hair product.
There you go. Your guacamole budget to blow on now.
They're going to change the Chipotle ticker to my name. He's done it all.
Okay, can I say something about The Doors real quick? I watched half of The Doors last night as I was watching air supply videos because I do research. I've never wanted to do peyote more in the desert than I do right now. Have you seen, when was it, Rodney? Have you seen The Doors recently? It's great, amazing.
Movie. Can I just say this though? Like for a long time, right? And I know Val Kilmer's sick now and he's got all those challenges, but I got to be honest. I remember seeing a real picture of Jim Morrison one time. I'm like, that's not him.
Yeah. They
were like, no, that's really Jim Morrison. I said, no, man. And they said, Rod,
yeah,
that's Val Kilmer. I said, are you shitting me? I thought he became him. I mean, listen, I like Val Kilmer.
He was a psychiatrist for a while.
He was incredible. Woo.
Yeah.
That was an incredible movie. He became Jim Morrison. I swear he did. I thought it was him.
I heard that he method acted his way into rehab. Like Jim Morrison did so much that he got himself in a case of the alcoholism. That's commitment to a role.
Yeah. That's right.
Meg Ryan is pretty hot in that movie too. She doesn't even look human anymore, but in 1991, she's very cute.
Yeah, what happened to her? Do we know?
Societal pressure to look young, I think, ruined her.
Oh, she had surgeries? That's what happened? Yeah.
Although I don't think she looks as bad as Val Kilmer does these days, because Kilmer is not looking good.
No, he has a voice thing, right? He has that thing on his voice.
Yeah. Yes,
he has That's terrible. Nice fellow.
The Doors is not a straight linear telling of a story. It's weird, and weird is a common theme on your, because Cloud Atlas is fucking weird. Everything, everywhere, all at once is the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was great. And Eternal Sunshine of Spotless Mind is also fucking weird. So it begs the question.
Blazing Saddles is funny.
Yeah, weird, funny. Are you into psychedelics or anything? What's going on with this movie selection?
No, it's just it's I don't know. It's like a deeper level. Like I don't want to waste my time watching a movie that I don't feel something or get something from. So for me, it's just like same reason my husband asked why I watch horror movies. Like if it's on the screen, it's not happening in live. So I choose to have like just my experiences happening outside instead of me doing.
Well, I'll tell you this though: if you love weird and you love these movies, wait till you do mushrooms and watch this shit. Just do yourself a favor. We're all spiraling towards death. Nothing matters. Get on some psychedelics and watch Cloud Atlas.
Oh Lord.
We only have 20 seconds left, so do you want to plug anything before LinkedIn does the hard shut off?
No, I don't think so. This was a lot of fun. Like I was excited about the thing, and I was cautious. Obviously offensively creative. So I'm like, all right, what we're not going to do is. But no, it was really good.
What we're not going to do, I love that. I love it. My mom says that to me all the time. What we're not going to do is, and I'm like, what are we doing?
What we're not going to do is exactly what we did.
That's right.
Yeah, well, listen, what are you going to do? You're great, though. We've already been shut off on LinkedIn, but the rest of the channels go. But we should probably log off, let everybody get to work. Listen, America, we'll be back tomorrow with another very amazing guest. See you then.
Bye.
Goodbye.